Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, cool. I think I'm ready.
All right. Do you think?
Awesome. So I know we connected. That's a lot of yarn in the background. I like that. You
Yeah.
knitting for full time?
hmm This is like my shared space with my wife, so there's tons of yarn and other crafts and other things. So that's why it's nice to be an Airbnb all the time instead of having a house that there's all kinds of stuff that can collect. Yeah, so this is the background. Usually
That's awesome.
I've got like a mountain range from Sequoia National Park, but I don't have that set up for Google
I don't know
Meet.
if you. Oh, you're not going to be able to see it because I have a background. I'll send you a picture of our background right now. It's quite
Yeah,
nice.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's cool,
Yeah.
man.
Cool. So what do you got going on?
So I'm starting to. So I started working in financial strategy about a year or so ago, just over a year. But I invested in real estate in treatment centers. Well, I have one rental, but I realized I didn't want to be just running the organization. Like I wanted to be able to help people with finances. I'm a believer. So I meet a lot of people at church, and they're like, "Hey, I don't want to invest in real estate." And I was like, "Okay, well, what do you need?" And I just talked to them about finances, and then I found a system to be able to help them out. So now I'm starting to kind of bring those together. Like, hey, maybe there's people that have private money that they would want to put to work into real estate. And then there's investors that are doing what I'm doing, mainly like sober living or treatment centers, that type of thing. My goal is to build something even bigger, but this is kind of where I'm at right now, where I'm like, hey, let me connect with investors that are looking for private money, that are looking for investors to on the active side of investing. So like managing and operating sober living homes. I've got a guy up in Lewiston, Maine that does a lot of them, and he doesn't do just homes now too. He's getting into commercial space for doctors and all types of amazing cool stuff too. But I'm also just always looking to network, and I saw I think I looked through Pace's free Facebook group. I'm not really involved with them too much, but I saw that you were one of them that mentioned sober living. You're probably like the only one. I was like, hey, let me connect with Bill and see what he's got going on. So you go by Bill or William?
Bill, William, Billiam, whatever you like.
William. Hey, Billiam, come on over. Let's go. Yep.
That's perfect. It's perfect. So you are a financial advisor of sorts. You do financial strategy with people, and you have a treatment center currently?
Yes. So I have a sober living treatment center that's leased by a nonprofit, and that's how I kind of got into that space. So I'm looking to do 400 deals. That's been put on my mind. If it's over the next 5 years, if it's over the next 30 years, whatever. But just being either like the money lender or connecting the lending to those types of deals. But yeah, so I help people with their financial strategy, and I do have that treatment center.
Got it. When you say treatment center, what exactly do you mean? Because treatment center means a lot of things to different people.
Yeah. So they house first-time mothers recovering from substance abuse. So they have people staff in the homes or in the home that helps take care of the tenants essentially. So, but the lease is with the nonprofit that I work with. So I saw how much they were paying, and I was like, well, if I can duplicate somehow, let's see how that works. But also just having a good cause to help and serve people. And then I've looked at some creative ways for financing, like triple net leases, which if that's possible, even though they are homes, but scheduling or structuring leases like that to make sure that the tenant is taken care of, and also that you can refinance and get, like, if it's a 2 or 3 year note for private money lending, get their investors back their money, and then also be able to refinance and get it back, under conventional financing. So.
Got it. Cool. So are you looking, and you kind of talked about this earlier, is it that you're looking to manage these yourself? Like, you talked about the nonprofit and what they're doing. Are you looking to, like, carbon copy what the nonprofit's doing and rebuild it yourself, or are you looking for other nonprofits to work with?
Yeah, I'm really looking for investors that work with nonprofits or that work with operators, because a lot of them are, so either the operators, yeah, is mainly what I'm looking for. But if there's investors already doing that, maybe that's like the more passive way. I could be the connector, but maybe down the road taking on more management type of roles. But right now, just looking to connect my money, like be the connector of the money and the investor that's doing these types of homes. And if that's you, if that's, I know, is it something you have like a training to help people be able to duplicate, or what is your kind of system that you've got going on?
So I got into sober living because I'm in recovery myself. So that was like a thing that I saw in my recovery. It was that people were opening up recovery homes, right? They knew some people, they saw some people that needed help, and they were like, hey, I got a place to stay, come stay with us. And then those folks were paying for the whoever owned the house's lease, or their mortgage rather. So a bunch of years later, I was like, ooh, this is cool. And I started looking into it, doing some research, and I didn't want to be the operator at all. And I knew that. So I started looking for who could I partner with. And I found, have you ever heard of Oxford House?
Yes.
Cool. So that's who I work with, is Oxford House.
Okay.
So that's my secret sauce. Sorry to ruin the surprise.
Oh man. It sounds very familiar. Maybe I heard it from you, but is it an organization that runs them through different unions around the country, or how does Oxford House work?
Yeah, so Oxford House has like different regions. They're in almost every state and a whole bunch of countries. And each house operates independently. So have you heard of Pad Split?
I have heard of it.
Okay. Doesn't seem like you're too familiar. How long have you been in Sub 2 for?
Not very much. I like kind of poke my head in and I'm like, okay, gators and stuff and alligators, and I don't know. There's a lot of different stuff that I haven't delved into it too much. So not very long, I'll just say.
For like a week or a month or 6 years?
Like 3 months, maybe.
Cool. All right. Understood. So I won't use Pad Split. That's a bad example because you probably don't understand that yet. It's a service. It's kind of like Airbnb for by the room rental. How about that? Sum it up pretty quickly.
Like a shared living.
Yes. That's what Pad Split does.
Okay.
Oxford House operates sort of on the same model. They're a nonprofit. They do have government funding, and like I said, they're in almost every state, in a couple of different countries, and they go and find the tenants to the house. They lease the house from an investor, just like yours does, right? So they'll lease it from you. They take care of the house on the inside. So if they punch a hole in the door, they're fixing the door. You're not liable to fix it. They pay you, if they agree to pay you $2,000 for 2 years, they're going to pay it to you no matter what, even if there's 4 people in the house or 1 person and there's supposed to be 8. So it doesn't matter how many people are in the house. They're going to pay you what they promised to pay you every month, no matter what. And they can do that because there's something like 3,500 houses throughout the country, and each house is part of like a regional network. And then there's like a smaller sub network to that. And part of the dues that the people that are in the house, they pay dues plus rent. So part of the dues goes to like, a fund where if one house is struggling, that struggling house can dip into the fund and ensure that the investor gets their full monthly payment every month.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Where are you located?
I'm in Maryland.
Nice. Where do you live in Maryland?
Frederick. It's like 40 minutes out of Baltimore, or west of Baltimore, and 40 minutes northwest of DC. So
yeah, my brother lived in Frederick for a very long time.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's suburbia with an interstate. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, it used to be rural. Now it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of kids and stuff. It's been really cool. I have 2 daughters, and it's like it's grown since we've been here. We've been here almost 13 years, so it has been 13 years. No,
Yeah, that's basic.
11 years. It's a long time, but it's been transitioning and it's changed a lot. But yeah,
That's basically how long he just moved to Havre de Grace. I don't know, like maybe last year.
where?
Havre de Grace
Where's that?
on the Eastern Shore. So
Oh, okay.
just go
In Maryland, though.
like, yeah, just go east until you run into the water,
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
or the Western Shore, not the Eastern Shore, Western Shore.
The Western Shore and the inside of the yeah.
Yes, yeah, it confuses me.
It's it just got this weird thing that just hangs out there, and you're like, I don't know if that's Eastern, Western. It's the Maryland.
So how I find, can I share my screen? Would you be okay
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So you're going to want to write this down once I show it to you. So here's how I've helped people convert their rentals into sober living with Oxford House. Go to oxfordvacancies.com. Right here, oxfordvacancies.com. And you'll see here's a list, and it's got a bajillion pages on it. And there is a map. There was a map. Where'd the map go? Oh, here it is. I got a little button now. Show map. Here we go. Boom. So here's all the houses they have. You see they got some in Hawaii.
I was like, oh, that's the U.S. twice.
Yeah, I know. It gets me too. So nuts. So the blue dots are men's homes. The red dots or pink dots, they're women's homes.
Okay.
Let's see. Maryland. Where are you, Maryland? Here you are. So they don't have too many in Maryland right now. And you can see you're up here somewhere, right?
If you go west, yeah, you're close. You're off of 70, so keep going west up towards. Yep, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh, Frederick, there it is.
That 5-star.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Well, I didn't realize how far my brother moved. So he moved from there to like
the other side of the state.
Yeah, like over here somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere over there. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, this is what I do. There's one in Hagerstown, Maryland. You just go to their website and you zoom in on an area. Like here's some in Martinsburg, and then you click on the listing, and you literally just text this number, because it's usually Steven's cell phone number. I would probably text the contact number, right, the lower one, because that's usually it. But text all these people, say, hey, I'm an investor. I have a sober living house, recovery house. I'd like to learn how to work with Oxford. And you text a bunch of these because they're all different people that manage them, because they're managed by the members. And eventually someone will say, hey, yeah, talk to this person, and that person will call you, or they'll give you their number, and the person in charge of opening houses will give you a call.
Oh, cool. Easy peasy. Have you ever reached out to them and say, hey, are you looking? But it's really just booked through Oxford. You're not even talking to the operators, right?
So Oxford House is the operator, and you will eventually get to the the person that makes the decision, but it always comes up to like committee level of whether or not the house makes sense to open up.
And you think that they're like lenient or more stringent on the type of property?
So they're looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot or larger.
You said 4,000?
4.2, 2,000.
2,000 or larger. Okay.
Yeah, 4.2, 2,000. And it can be difficult to work with them sometimes. Like I find it is from my perspective, like from a sub-2 student, right?
Mhm.
Because you see all these homes, people are putting them out, their wholesale deals everywhere, and you're like, oh, this is a wholesale deal, cool, let me run it by them. They don't work that quickly. Like you may send them a wholesale deal and it'll take them a week to get back to you.
Mhm.
And then they have to go look at the house. And then once they look at the house and they say okay, then they've got to run it up the food chain basically and get a okay from the higher ups. So it is not a fast turnaround. Almost all of the houses that have been turned into Oxford houses that I've been a part of, they've been owned first. So they were owned by an investor prior to them going into Oxford House. Because the process takes long.
Right.
And not every 4-bedroom, 2-bath works. Like usually they've got to be by public transportation or near jobs or, a combo. And if you were just a regular person and you met Oxford House and you weren't in sub-2 and you wanted to work with Oxford as an investor, what they do is Oxford literally goes on Zillow and they call their realtor. Oxford calls their realtor and says, hey, we want to go look at these houses.
Mm-hmm.
So Oxford will go visit all these houses and they'll say, okay, these are the ones that'll work. Mm-hmm. Now let me call our investors and say, hey, buy this house.
Oh, because they're looking for the property on the back end, but it's not. Oh, if I was you're saying if I was, in what instance would that happen again?
That is the normal operating procedure, where Oxford House goes and finds their own houses on the market. And they tour them themselves. They're like, okay, cool, we could do it. We'll have to put up a wall here, a door here. And then they call up whoever is their local investor that they like to work with. And they say, hey, can you buy this for us?
That's a pretty solid lead source there.
Yeah, they just go straight to Zillow.
Yeah.
Makes it really
and I'm
easy.
saying, though, like the investor that they call, that's the person you want to be.
It is, yes. If you can manage to purchase on market properties conventionally, that's the difficult part. Is that way you have to go get a traditional loan from the bank for that to work. But if you can swing that, then you're pretty good.
And then what are the rents above market per usual, or are they like just above, or
it depends? They're never below. They're always equal to or greater than the market. The smaller the town, the closer to market rent that they want to be, because it's less competitive. But like in Phoenix, for example, they pay quite a bit above market rent.
Right. Interesting, because there's a lot of demand.
There's a lot of demand, and they're typically buying houses that are in like, the $6 to $1 million range. So they're buying big houses, but a bunch of people in there.
Mm-hmm.
But other times it's a couple $100 over market rent. And the good part about it is it's a 2-year lease that they sign.
Mm-hmm.
And they have zero intentions of ever moving that house.
Once it's set up, they're like, we're going to be here.
Yep. And there are plenty of houses that have been Oxford houses for 20 years. And they every 2 years, you raise the rent. If they break it, they fix it. They take care of it. They're gonna mow the lawn. They're gonna keep the house in good shape. That's just part of the recovery that the people in the house are a part of. Is like, hey, you got to take care of this thing. This is your new life. Be responsible.
And so it's like, it's not quite a triple. Are they paying for utilities and taxes and all that, or is that you take care of that and they do all the minor stuff that happens to the property?
So they'll pay for the utilities. They're not going to pay taxes, but like I said, if they break something, that they break it, they buy it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But if the roof collapses, that's on you. If the
Right.
water heater breaks, that's on you. If the toilet clogs and you literally just cleaned out the whole plumbing system, that's on them, because somebody probably flushed something down there that they shouldn't have.
Mhm. And how many do you have of these?
I have helped 5 people convert their houses into Oxford House.
Okay. And you've
So,
monetized that to do that? To say, hey,
uh,
you've got rental property and I'll help you get to that.
yeah, usually if somebody comes to me and they have a rental property, and if I do all the communication and all the legwork, I get about 3/4 of the first month's rent.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I don't do it all the time. It's not a scalable product realistically for me to do that.
Mhm.
So I do other things in real estate, but I do know how to do that, and I want to make sure people have a loving, caring house to recover in. So
For sure.
if somebody comes to me and they want to know something, I tell them how I did it.
Well, that's cool. That's awesome, man. I love it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, we're on a call right now. I don't know what the goal was. I just wanted to meet more operate because you don't see many people on the investor end of it that are like trying to make this system work. So
Yeah, it's a difficult system to make work. Honestly, I'm in the sphere of recovery and behavioral health, and my wife she's a behavioral health professional, and I've been involved in it for a long time, and it can be a very profitable game, but also it's a finicky beast, put it that way, especially recovery houses. So what else are you up to in real estate? Like what have you done so far? Like how's your journey in sub 2 been? Oh, I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? What
hello.
happened? Oh, there you go. You're back. You're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, so I just started with sub 2. I kind of worked with another real estate investing like education, and I got into some notes. So I converted some 401k money to do a self-directed IRA to own some properties. So I have 3 notes that I basically get paid on every month, just like on the bank. So that's doing well, and I've got it in a Roth structure. But then I'm now just got into this treatment center and sober living kind of world. So it's kind of my passive as I'm building the financial strategy and that piece of it too, and helping people, especially like real estate investors. I help double dip their money and get them into vehicles. I don't know if you've ever heard of like IUL for like the legacy banking. So I help real estate investors see like the big picture of why it's really good to leverage for using your money twice, or like being a private money lender down the road if it's something you want to do as well. So kind of bringing both of those worlds together, and just kind of dabbling a little bit here and there. I'm trying not to spend too much time on this because where I make my money is in the strategy piece, but you never know who's going to be in need of that kind of service too. And I love just building networks to be able to share with even more people. Because like I said, my goal is to do all this real estate investing, but not everybody needs that. I want to be able to help even more people with saving in taxes, getting out of debt, building estate plans, trusts, those types of things, along with getting into vehicles that can help them grow. So that's kind of my world that I'm in, is about 90% financial planning, and then this is like my fun, because I know it's like my big vision. Once I get my business rolling, I'll definitely just be focused on real estate investing and plugging into sober living. Or there's a really cool organization my church is connected with. It's called the City of Refuge. So they help women usually that are get off the street. They have compounds, 10 of them now around the country. And then they help with like getting women that have been women and children that have been sex trafficked into a safe place, and teach them skills, and have just a loving community that they could plug into. So that's kind of my big vision, is somehow be involved with that. I don't know what that's looking like yet, but I just know that's my big goal with it. So
Awesome. So do you consider yourself a connector? Is that kind of the role you play?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So you like talking to real estate investors, and you've got some tools in your pocket, and one of them's the insurance policy plans, and then you've got some other stuff like you do note investing, so you know how to do that. So
Yeah.
you kind of just chat with people and see where they're at and what you can help them with, and if you can
Yep.
help them with, you can make some money on the side there, and then if not, great relationship, had a good conversation, right? Chat with
Exactly.
you in a couple months, see where you're at, see what you're up to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I got into, can I tell you my story?
I would love to, please. I was about to ask, so.
Awesome. So I got into real estate with zero knowledge of real estate other than I knew how to build a house.
Okay.
And the only so I understood that side, and the other side was my parents lost their house in 2008, so I knew what that looked like, and that wasn't exciting.
No.
None, like zero excitement on that one. So eventually I got sucked into Pace Morby in his world, and I knew I wanted to stop running the business I was running, which was I had an eBay store, so I'd buy things out in the wild and resell them on the internet, put them on eBay, and make some money that way. But it was fun. It was a big old treasure hunt, a lot of work, driving around all day, every day. It got pretty boring and
Yeah.
dangerous, and I like rather just be at home where it's safe and comfy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I got into real estate, and I had zero skills in real estate when I got into it. So the only thing I knew how to do was to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And in my first 90 days, my goal was to talk to 90 people.
Okay.
So I started that. And in 60 days, I talked to 90 people, just like this, for an hour each conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot. But pretty quickly, I realized that, yes, I'm learning a lot and I'm reaching my goal of talking to people, but
Mm-hmm.
how am I helping? What am I doing? And the thing that really smacked me in the face was that how I was documenting these conversations was really bad. And not bad as in I wasn't taking notes or in wherever the heck I was doing it, on a notebook, in my phone, on a spreadsheet, in Trello, whatever free app I found that sounded awesome.
Yeah.
It was the fact that if somebody told me they could do something or they had a skill, and then I talked to somebody else later who needed that thing or that skill,
Mm-hmm.
I had no way of getting that person connected together.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me was a waste of everyone's time, and I was losing money that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking for a way to solve that problem, and this was within the first 6 months of my journey, so I was still really susceptible to shiny objects.
Yes.
And this is when Jamil Danji, have you heard of Jamil?
Mm-hmm. Oh, is he like he's on all of those ads with Pace, is that right?
Yeah. So he came out with a product, a software called Astro Blaster, and
Okay.
it was for direct to agent outreach.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, cool, let me try this. This is great. So I purchased it as a monthly service, and I started using it. They give you a list, you press a bunch of buttons, you learn how to do a bunch of things, and you can talk to people, talk to real estate agents, basically. And I was like, this is exactly what I need to have conversations with real estate investors. So I started changing the software that they had. I can't change code or anything. It's a real plug and play type of change.
Mm-hmm.
And I started just having conversations because it had an integrated calendar. You could build a website, you could build some automations, and I changed it and I started using it for my own uses. Then one day I woke up and all the things I had modified had been switched, reset. Exactly. Boom. I was like, oh no. I changed their their template, and they wanted to update their template, and now all my stuff got wiped out. Right. So in that journey of learning Astroblaster, in the beginning, there wasn't much documentation on like how to use it or how to make it better. So I started YouTubing everything, and pretty quickly I found out it was just built on a software called Go High Level.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay. So Go High Level is like a really popular software, and it's been around for about 6 years, and it's gaining popularity very, very quickly because of everything it does. It replaces like 12 different softwares if you needed to use 12 different softwares for what you're doing. So I found out that, hey, this is what it is. So let me just watch YouTube videos on how to use Go High Level. And that's how I started learning how to use it. After they kind of wiped out all the things I did, like I still have my contacts and all that stuff, but everything else got wiped out.
All the notes,
I was like, all the notes, right? They were gone. All the notes and all the workflows, like that stuff was gone. So I just went and purchased a Go High Level account myself and continued having conversations with real estate agents and real estate investors, and basically whoever showed up on my calendars who I talked to. And as I was talking with people, I would show them how I was using it, and they were like, wow, this is way better than my notebook or my spreadsheet. Can you teach me how to use it? And now that's honestly what I do most of my day is I teach people how to use a software to organize contacts and conversations, and I teach people how to network, build their network, post on social media, all that fun stuff in order to build a list, because if you have a list segmented correctly, you can make a ton of money out of it. And I not only am able to get paid for the software, I get paid to teach people how to use the software for their own business, but I also teach people to do what I do. And the side effect of that is I also get to be a part of wholesale deals as well, because every so often you'll meet a wholesaler that's like, oh yeah, I've got this thing that I can't move, or I can send a text message in bulk out to my list of wholesalers, and I say, hey, do you need help moving any deals? And somebody will say, yeah, and then I'll just send that deal to all my buyers with another click of a button, and I'll get paid $2,500 to when someone buys it. Super quick, super easy. It takes me like 10 minutes.
That's cool. I love it.
So like you, it's another tool in my toolbox to have conversations, and really that's just the best way for me to do business, is to see different problems and know how to solve them or have solutions for folks.
That's interesting. That sounds like what I need a bit, because like I said, I hopped on this call and I don't have anything close to the system of how to plug it in, and also how to like focus on my niche, because I'm kind of all over. I've got outreach for church. I've got notes and sober living and financial planning and all these things, and I'm like, I don't know where to connect people, or even what I'm really looking to do as much. Like, I just want to be that connector that's like, hey, you've got money, I can put it to work with whatever solutions I have, but then also why not plug that into the investors that I'm meeting, and if they want to go put the work where they want to. So I actually, somebody from Sub 2, he's like, yeah, I've started just recording everything, and like, we're going to put it into content and break it up and put it into Facebook and Instagram, and which is, I'm like, hey, he said Pace is doing that a ton. So we have like a little mastermind where we're kind of connecting, because he's deficient, I guess you could say. So he's like, hey, let's do this together. So I was just at a conference with our financial planning piece, and just got a bunch of videos and a couple interviews, and it was really cool. But now I'm like, all right, what do I do with this, and who do I target, and who am I connecting with? And I have a vision that it's all going to come together, but just making it clean and organized for my own brain, because I'm very high vision, but not very like implementation, if that makes sense. So
yeah, the hardest part about the social media aspect is doing it. Recording it's super simple, but getting it out there can be the most difficult part. Because like, I'm recording this meeting, but honestly, these recordings, I try to post them, but it's like every so often I'll have like a free day and I'll just go upload like 30 of these conversations to the internet and just let them rip, see where they land. And, they'll get like 10, 15, 25 views sometimes, but that's all I need, right? Like,
Yeah.
If I can get one client to come to me and be like, hey, Bill, you said this thing on there. Awesome. Can you help me with it? Great. That's perfect. That more than paid for the 25 minutes it took me to upload this thing.
Right.
And that's why I like to do shorts, like YouTube shorts, Facebook reels, because I don't edit them. I just record them and snap them and send them off.
Oh, you just do like in front of you. You don't even like these recordings you're saying. You don't do that. You just automatically take your phone out and.
Yeah, or I'll just record my computer screen.
Oh, that's even easier.
Yeah, like, hey, this is what I did today. And like, I just record the screen as I'm moving around on it.
Interesting.
And then press post. Maybe I'll use the editor inside of like YouTube Shorts, and that's it. And because that's really the name of the game. It's just getting it out there, and eventually you'll get better at it.
Interesting.
So that's what I do on that.
So since you're in that realm, what do you think I need to do to make it more organized? And I know you're going to say, check this Go High Level out and build this thing. But I don't know, to make it so I can focus on, because I know where I'm getting paid right now. But also, there's so many people I can serve. I just need to get out to them and be able to connect with them. And I think they'll appreciate what I have to offer, but it's like analysis paralysis where I have too much stuff I could be doing. I'm like, okay, just post something. So I've been using this thing called Blaze AI. It's like very scheduled. They do all they even think of all the content and it posts it for me. I put a couple pictures of the family and some things going on. And I'm like, all right, just get something out that people think of me. And so I don't know.
So I'm kind of like anti-AI in terms of social media, because that is the way everyone is going right now.
Yeah.
And the market, like, people are going to start to realize, like, ugh,
this is AI.
I don't care about this. Like, I could tell this isn't Robert.
Right.
This is Robert's AI telling him how to be a person. So my sentiment against that, super negative. What I would say is just whip out your cell phone, turn it into selfie mode. Hey, this is what I just did. This is how I'm feeling. Whatever. Post. Or hey, here's something I just did on my computer. Record, post. That's it. Don't overthink it. Just do it.
Just do it. Nike.
Just do it. Yep. Just do it. And then in terms of like where you focus, I think my question would be, what do you need right now? Do you need money, or do you need to build your long-term, like, do you need money right now, or do you not need money, and do you want to go chase and build your dream house? Or not dream house, but like your dream
business, whatever. Yeah. I need money.
Okay. So what's the thing that makes you money today? What drives that?
Is helping people with their financial strategy.
What is that specifically?
Oh, it's just reaching people, getting them on a call to see what I'm doing within the business.
What do you do for them? What is the financial strategy techniques that you use? Like, is it the IULs?
So I build a plan from A to Z. We do 6 different steps. We help with cash flow. We help with debt management. We help with building emergency funds, making sure they're insured and protected, their assets, growing their wealth, and then basically estate planning for them.
Got it. Okay. Are you a licensed insurance person?
Yeah. So I have
cool.
life and health, and I can do all that with those 2 licenses.
Awesome. So when you say you help with financial strategy, that is a very like blah term that doesn't really say anything. So for me, and like what I would suggest you focus on is, if you're going to be talking to a specific avatar, a group of people that all look the same, smell the same, have the same problem, use words that relate to them. Like, if it's real estate investors, figure out what it is you help real estate investors with. You don't help them with financial strategy because that's a dime a dozen word.
Mhm.
That doesn't help with anything. And it's tough, right? I
Yeah.
struggle with this thing every day because for me, I have to figure out what it is that I do. And I help real estate investors manage their contacts and conversations. But that's sort of specific, right?
But what does manage mean?
Right. That's the thing. Like
Mhm.
that's where I'm always like trying to make it better.
Mhm.
But that's my point, is like really try to hone in on what their problem is and how you solve that.
Okay.
And then that will shape all of those social media things that you do. And that's a part of why you just are doing volume of content right now, because you probably have all these things swirling around your brain. You're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And so just start saying stuff, get it out there, figure out what starts to make sense as you start to do it more and more. And then you'll be like, oh, people actually like this thing,
Mhm.
or people hate this thing.
Mhm.
And then you do more of the thing that people like.
And do less of the stuff that people hate.
Right. Or use the words that they like, and the words that don't make sense to them, you don't use them anymore.
Mhm.
And that's where I am always trying to further myself, is what is it that I do? How do I describe that to someone that has no idea?
Mhm. Exactly.
And managing contacts and conversations is kind of a dime a dozen word. However, you understand that
Right.
because you have a problem with managing contacts and conversations when you're talking with people in sub 2.
Mhm. Yeah.
But if I explain that to someone at your church, they'd be like, I don't even understand what your problem is, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand. Right.
So that's why it's niche specific, because your niche will know what the heck you're talking about, because they're the ones that have the problem.
Okay. Awesome.
The other way I think about it is I teach real estate connectors how to make money talking with real estate professionals. Because now I'm saying, hey, here's what you do. And there's a problem kind of in the middle that I didn't say. It's that you're talking with people, but you're not making any money. But I
Mhm.
can teach you how to do that. So that's like how mine's been evolving, is like, okay, how do I get them to what they want? What's their problem? Well, the problem is they like talking to people, but they're not making any money.
Mhm.
So how do I get them to make money? Well, I teach them how to do exactly what I've been doing through trial and error. Manage contacts and conversations, build a calendar, build a little about me site, go post that thing all over sub 2, start talking to people. And a lot of people have like a secondary thing that they're doing, right? Like you're doing sober living.
Mhm.
So you're doing note investing. So you're not just like talking with people about, hey, buy this thing, like buy Go High Level.
Mhm.
You have a whole well-rounded service that you can offer. You talk about what you're doing, professional management of money, insurance policies, but also, hey, what I do is I go, hey, can I share my screen? I got some questions for you. And people say, oh yeah, sure. So can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So then I go I'll just go entire screen. So I just share my screen, and here's where the magic happens. And right now I only have one screen. So I say, hey, you said you like to buy real estate, right? You're looking to buy real estate. Then I'll just walk them through all these questions,
Mhm.
right? Or maybe they're a private money lender, and I bring them down to, where is it? Don't want to scroll past it. I bring them down to my private money lender questionnaire, and I can use all these questions, and I can filter out all these questions later.
Hmm.
So if I have a wholesaler that has a property in Maryland, and you buy in Maryland, well, if you buy in Maryland, I'd select this box, and then I'd go back into my contacts, and I'd filter out all the people that buy in Maryland, and I'd send them all a message, say, hey, I got this property. So this is how I show people how I manage my contacts and conversations after I've already found out that they probably have a problem just like I did.
Hmm.
And see, here are all my notes.
Oh yeah. You were
Here's
taking that
the-
while we're.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And here's the text. I can send text messages from here. All the emails go. Like most all this stuff is automated, but I can see all of our conversations, which is really nice because now I don't have to switch between my cell phone and my email and my notebook and any other thing I'm using. I can just use it in one place. There's also an app on your cell phone. Makes it easy to use on the go.
And so you set this up, or this is like I can go and plug in, I can go high level and do my own thing. And
So you can go high level. You can do your own thing. That's absolutely what I suggest people do. I'd prefer if you use my affiliate link, so I can make affiliate money off of it, and
Sure.
then I can teach you either one-on-one how to do this. Most of my clients like to go one-on-one, or we can do it in a group setting. That's something I'm starting for people who are like, oh yeah, I don't have the money right now to put towards the software and towards the one-on-one coaching. So like, I like this, but maybe it'd be better if we could if they could save some money. So I'm working on like a group coaching thing, but that's a little lower on my priority list at the moment, but
yeah.
It's there. So yeah, you would sign up for Go High Level, and it's a monthly product that you pay for. And then I would go through and I would teach you how to do all of these things, like basically teach you how to replicate this. And the cool part about Go High Level is that I could literally just take a snapshot of all of these things that I've already built, and I could give you a link and you could click it, you could open it, and it would basically upload it into your Go High Level. And I do that with some parts of this, like to get your phone number verified, I will upload some things into your account just because it's easier. But I prefer to teach people how to do this, like how to actually build and use Go High Level, as opposed to just like giving you the thing already pre-built and saying like, go watch some videos. Like I want to walk you through step by step so you understand how to use it, so that as you develop in your businesses, because you have multiple, I can teach you for one part of your business, and then you can start applying it across all parts of your business.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And they've got a website builder, all the automations, all the social stuff you can do in here. You can take payments, you can send invoices, you can do DocuSigns, not the DocuSign brand, but there's a whole DocuSign like product in here that connects with automations, and it's wild. It's wild what this thing actually does.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is it and it's probably cheaper than if you bought everything all individually.
Yeah, so Go High Level is $97 a month or $99.
Okay.
For the base plan. It goes up from there, but most people only need the base plan, as you can have 3 different businesses within it. So you can put them all together if you wanted to. So you could have all 3 of your businesses segmented in here. Or you could say, hey, I want, there we go. Come on, computer. I want my one business to be this one. I want my other business to be this one. And I want my third to be this one. So you can separate everything completely. Like they're 3 totally separate things, but then you have to have 3 different phone numbers, and they're totally separate. So it really depends on what you're doing, whether or not it makes sense to separate it into 3 or just keep it into 1. And that's something I'll help you work through as well. Is planning everything out first. Like we'll build a blueprint, a set of instructions to loosely follow, right? And then we'll build it step by step, and you can continue to modify that set of instructions as you grow.
Cool. I like this that platform too. I think it's it just makes it simpler, so you know exactly where everything is, and it's in one spot. And
yeah, I mean, I love it. I can't say enough. I literally spend 40, 50 hours a week inside this thing. Yeah. Like there's so much it can do. And you'll start to notice now that I've told you this, that if you go into Sub2 and type in CRM, like you search CRM in there, you'll find that like everyone has a CRM that they're trying to sell you. They have white labeled versions of Go High Level. That's all they are. That's what's cool. That's what's cool about it. Is that if you pay $500 a month, you can white label this software and resell it as your own. Which is what I do for some of my clients. They're like, Bill, I just want to sign up. I just want to pay you to help me. Like, that's what all these are. These are just internal clients here that I have. But other people are like, Bill, I'd rather own my own data like more completely. Like, you still own your data, but I have easy access to it. And some people are like, I don't really want that. And that's cool. I get it. So here's my affiliate link. Sign up, have your own Go High Level account, and I can still help you. Not a problem.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. I'm definitely interested. If you want to send me that affiliate link, that'd be great. And I can definitely see how this could be useful to start to build out. I just want to take a look at it a little bit too. And it makes sense though to have everything in one spot. Even I'm thinking of the clients that I have that I kind of funnel into thinking about real estate and being a lender and just using it from A to Z for everything. So
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna like really build out a connector business and you have a business already, it makes a lot of sense because you're literally building a funnel for your business with Go High Level. And something that I've really been talking with my clients about, my friends, is that there's two ways to make money in here. Well, I guess three ways. A, by you talking with people about the things you do, right? The second is if you have your service productized well enough, you can create an affiliate program of your own product with Go High Level.
Right.
So that way, if, let's just take the insurance, for example. If you meet someone and they're like, oh, I don't need insurance, but I also talk to a lot of people, and you say, great, let me give you an affiliate link. And that could be anywhere from a calendar, like a calendar that books to you, but it has like their name attached to it. So when they give it to somebody and someone books on that calendar, you'll be able to see like, oh, this person, this lead came from John Smith's calendar because he sent it to somebody. And now if you close a deal, you can go give that person, some commission, whatever that is. So there's a whole affiliate program in here, right? So you got your own product and service that you can make money off of. You can turn this into an affiliate product, your service into an affiliate product. Plus, you can also do the same thing as I'm doing here. Is if you meet somebody that is new and is like, hey, I like talking to people, and you can say, cool, here's Go High Level, here's what it does, here's my affiliate. You can say, here's my affiliate link, go check it out, sign up for it. Then you would get affiliate commission from Go High Level. And then either you can teach them how to do it, or you can say, hey, Bill will teach you how to do Go High Level, and I'll give you my affiliate link for where I teach people how to do that.
So you don't have to know all about it, but just enough to say, hey, here you go.
This is how I use it. This is what I do. Here's my link. Here are my affiliate links. Sign up for it. You'll sign up for Go High Level, and you'll sign up for Bill to teach you. That way you don't actually have to teach anybody. You just have to have the conversation.
So you can put a recording in there too?
Yeah, you can do anything in here.
Like everything in here.
I mean, yeah, everything. Like you can call directly from here too. Like I could call you straight from here, and I could have Go High Level transcribe the phone call, and there'll be a transcription that pulls up from the phone call.
That's cool.
Yep.
Would you be okay with sharing me this recording too?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, once I'm done, I'll share it to you.
Awesome.
And there we go. There's the affiliate link, so you can check out Go High Level.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, once this thing uploads, I'll share away.
It's a lot of information, and I'm like trying to piecemeal and all this stuff. So that's why I like to hear it a couple times. But
cool, awesome. Yeah, it'll probably take an hour or so for it to come back around, but I'll send it to you.
Awesome.
Actually,
man.
I will. I'll upload it to YouTube and I'll send it to you if that's okay.
Yeah, send people to Billiam.
Hello.
Cool.
Hi.
Awesome. When do you want to chat next?
Okay.
Maybe next week sometime. I saw your schedule's pretty open for. Well, I saw some. I know this. It looked like today was the only day you're working, and then the rest of the week you're busy. So.
Yeah, I've got, like I said, this is all I do all day, every day is take calls and teach people, and so things get pretty busy. I've got Friday available, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So you tell me.
Real quick. Let me pull my calendar here. On a different link.
What's that?
I said, let me pull my calendar up on a different link.
Oh yeah, yeah. The calendars are fun.
Yeah, I've gotten really comfortable with Google though.
Yeah, well, what I like is that Google, all your personal calendar integrates directly with Go High Level. So if you have, a doctor's appointment, a soccer game, and something else in your Google calendar, it syncs directly with that. So you'll be able to see, and other people won't be able to book time slots when you're busy.
Just like a Calendly type of thing.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I'm available next week, some afternoons. So like Tuesday afternoon. I know you're out Mountain Time now.
Yes, Tuesday afternoon. All right. So let's see. That would be like, if you wanted to do 12, that would be like 10 o'clock for me. Or you want to do
I have until, when is your earliest? 1?
1 right now, so that would be 3 for you.
Yeah, that works.
Cool. Yeah, so this is also how I operate my business. Is I always book a meeting from a meeting, and that prevents me from like, oh man, when am I going to follow up with this person again? I just book a call with them in the future.
Fam.
Bam fam, there it is. Nobody knows that word but you.
Yeah, I know. It's weird how nobody knows that. I'm like, what? I guess you've never worked in sales before, but that's okay.
Yeah, what world do you live in?
The Billiam and Robert world, that's where. So
cool. Well, it's a nice world. I'm glad that you're part of it. I just took a picture of my view, and I'm going to send it to you as soon as we get off the call. And I'll also send you the link when it's done uploading.
Okay, sounds good, man. Nice to meet you.
All right. Later.
Take care.